Hello, welcome to Living Intentionally page. I am your coach and your host, Marsha McCray. Thank you so much for subscribing, and if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that little button and subscribe to the Living Intentionally page. In addition to that, please hit the bell. That's the way you can be notified when there's new uploads to the Living Intentionally page. And I am so delighted to be able to talk to you today. We're going to talk about a really interesting subject. Now, when we do that, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, or if you want to have me discuss certain topics, email me at LivingIntentionallyCoach@gmail.com. My website is marshamccray.com or bookmarshamccray.com. Those are the platforms that you can reach me. Now let's get into the hot topic. One thing I realized recently, as I was just thinking about life and situations and topics that me and some of my clients are talking about, I realized that many are not living up to their full potential. Yeah. If you think about it, are you living up to your full potential? I know you're living, I know you're existing, I know you're working, but are you living up to your full potential? Many are not because of their refusal and open defiance to not change their behavior. See, it's your habits that change you. It's your habits that change your outcome. It's your habits that determine your success and your wealth. It's your habits that determines your health and your sanity in some cases. It's their habits. So many are not living up to their full potential because of their open defiance, their stubbornness, their refusal to change. There's a scripture saying that lean not into thine own understanding, right? And they're just always leaning into their own understanding. They just refuse to do something different. And because of that, things are not looking good. Hell is breaking loose. They're frustrated. They're angry. They are experiencing resentment and even depression. Whether it is rising up early at, let's say, 4 a.m. to exercise and to have an advantage and beat rush hour traffic. The habits, the little habits that you implement in your life, the positive habits, are what will make a difference. Let's say you got up at 4 a.m. Who wants to get up at 4 a.m.? I know I don't. But if that is going to help me in the long run and allow me to work on my body, work on my temple by exercising, let's say 30 to 45 minutes a day. Perhaps I'm able to get up and exercise or meditate and stretch. If it gives me that advantage, perhaps at that hour, I'm able to make sure I am not rushed. I don't rush into an office just a mess and sweaty because I've taken my time. What if you did not spend an hour and a half because you left at 7:30, in rush hour traffic? Maybe if you had a jump on that. Maybe if you're the first person in the office because you just were able to beat that traffic. Just think about how much more productive you will do, how productive your day will be, and how much more prepared you will be for the day and the weeks that are coming up. Maybe it is getting up or prepping your food. I often tell my clients when they find themselves a little overwhelmed with life, I'm like, choose that one day. Maybe it's Sunday. Cook multiple meals, meal prep. Have your meals already organized and in your refrigerator. That way, there is no last minute running through a drive-through. You're able to control your nutrition intake, your caloric intake. It's not processed, and you are always prepared. You will have something that's readily available to you so you're not snacking and you are not having unwanted pounds because you had to get something that was loaded in calories, fried more than likely, and heavily processed. What if you just changed a habit? One of my favorite financial people is Susie Orman. Her show doesn't come on anymore, but I always remember the lessons that she taught me and so many. She calls it the latte lifestyle. So many people say that they cannot afford to retire, yet they go through a drive-through every single day and get a really expensive coffee. That's a habit, okay? So what if you prepared your own coffee? Put it in a mug, put it in a Yeti cup or something, and that may save you a lot of money overall. That's a positive habit. Now, the bad habit may be going through this drive-through. You're in a drive-through for like 15, 20 minutes. Add the amount of time you're spending per day, per week, per month, per year in a drive-through for some coffee. Change the little habits. If you use that same amount of time working on yourself, studying, researching, think about how far along in your life you could be. It's the habits that make the difference. What if you left early? And I'm going to go back to leaving early, beating rush hour traffic. So many of us rush into a job that we prayed for. We get this job, you're like, oh, God has answered my prayer. And you have it, but yet you're walking in late, you're disheveled when you do so, you're not planned, you're probably hangry because you didn't have breakfast. It's the habits that can make the difference. By getting up just a little bit early or determining what you're going to wear for the remainder of the week, perhaps on a Saturday, perhaps on a Sunday, or just section out a certain amount of time throughout the week to plan your wardrobe. That way you're always presentable. That way you're not disheveled. You are already prepared for the next day. Now, tack that on with meal prepping, knowing what you're going to eat. And if you're meal prepping your dinner, you might as well meal prep your breakfast. You're not hungry. You've already, you have a lot more control on what you're putting into your body, and you're overall prepared. Think about the little habits that you have. Some of them are great and some of them are bad. I too had to do a self-reflection. I had to make sure I get up to just think and plan my days so I don't feel overwhelmed. I know I cannot possibly be the only person that oftentimes can feel overwhelmed. So I had to implement some positive habits in my personal life so that I am able to function at the best of my ability and give the best to my clients. You can too. Now think about it. It is the habits that you do. It is the things that you're just going to have to give up. If it is not good for you, give it up. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. That's not good. Think about the 3 things, or think about the 5 things you're willing to change. It's not going to be easy at first because you've been doing the wrong thing longer than you've been doing the best thing for you. But no matter what, write down what these habits are. Write down what you are countering with, or the changed behavior. Keep that in view of yourself, so when you see you're like going back to a particular behavior, you're going to be able to self-correct. These things will really help you throughout this new year. The overall goal is for you to be better than you were before. We're not in competition with anyone other than who we were yesterday. We only want to do better day by day. We want to increase. We want to learn. We want to grow. And little steps like this, by just altering some habits, can help us along the way. I am so delighted to help you along this path. Remember, send me emails. MarshaMcCray.com is the website. The email address is LivingIntentionallyCoach@gmail.com. And if you have any suggestions or any topics that you would like me to cover, I would love to do so. But in the meantime, I'm going to come back with lots of tidbits of information to help you live with intention. I want you to live with intention because living intentionally is a personal testimony for me. I was exhausted and overwhelmed when I made the conscious decision to live with intention. And if I can do this and it can help change everything about my life, I want to share those nuggets with you. Changing habits was one of those things. So if I can do it, I know you can do it too. I'm Marsha McCray, your Living Intentionally Coach. I'm delighted to talk to you. And once again, remember to subscribe. Subscribe right now. Hit that button. In addition to that, hit the bell as well, so you can know when there are new uploads to the Living Intentionally Coach page. Thank you again. I'm Marsha McCray. I'm your host, and I'm signing out. Thank you so much. God bless you. Ciao.